Good evening. This is Kev here to drive you crazy, and welcome back to another edition of Kev's album reviews. This one again is Mr. Skeem for his new album called After the Tone. And of course, I got a little exciting little Miss Cabby over here. Hello, Miss Cabby. And let's just jump straight into this album, which has been a very, heavily fan favorite one ever since he had brought it up. All the talk about what has made this a very important album for him and why this one will probably be one of the bigger albums that he can get out. And if you listen to this one, please go and support him. It really does mean a lot to him, as well as the fan base that will always be continuously encouraging him to do more. Let's get right into it. First song, the self-titled song called After the Tone. This song is basically him having to call up somebody who completely ended up ghosting him while he was trying to get into a record label with this particular person. And every single time that he was trying to get in contact with them, they just completely ignored them or just ended up never answering the calls back, never got back in contact with him. So this is just his, understanding and expression of saying what had happened when he was trying to end up getting them a record label nonetheless, and just how he felt knowing that it was not really getting anything back from this person who ended up ghosting him, making the record labels choose not to continue on with them. This one is a 9 out of 10 because of what the meaning behind the song is, which is very powerful to know what made Skeem do and go down the road that he did. The very next song is called No More. It is a very explicit song. It probably is the reason why the parental advisory sticker is on this album in the first place. But at the exact same time, the emotions that comes out with what he is saying is what really makes the song necessary to have such that explicit content. And this is basically just the follow-up of the After the Tone, which is, after having so much emotions overrun him from the ignoring to the labels giving up on him. This is just him just saying, this is what you did, and this is why I don't choose to acknowledge you or give you that credit that we used to have back in the day. Unfortunately, I will say it is a 7 out of 10 for me on this one, just because of the swearing. It's a song that's going to be very, muted toward baby, as well as my wife, who doesn't choose to appreciate these kind of songs in the first place. But I digress to that. The next song, Down, featuring Crypt. And once again, I will also say that all the music videos I will leave in the description below, so that way you can go and watch any of these music videos that he has put out. Some of them are well-produced ones or mostly just lyrical videos, but at the exact same time, this particular song is probably my favorite to listen to on this entire album. The shortest song on the album, but it really does express how good he is in his rap styles and what he can do between like chop flows to speeding to just wordplay. It is a very great song, and the flow that he has featuring Crypt in this one, especially the chorus falling into Crypt's verse, is so smooth. I give this one a solid 10 out of 10. It's an amazing song. I definitely will say people should listen to this song to really get themselves more into understanding what this album can give. The next song is Fake Friends, which just dropped a music video as well, featuring Gatsby and Postcard. This one is kind of just that reflection to say, there's a lot of people out there who will say, you won't make it. You won't be that successful. You won't put yourself out there to have the kind of success that you think that you are trying to look for. And then you get to that point in time and you start realizing that those people who are doubting you then start to try and make it sound like they support you and try to make it sound like they have a reason to still say that they were always there for you. This one is really great because between Gatsby and Postcard and Skeem, those three are one of the best trios that I could probably see making their own group. You having fun back there? She agrees. But between the three of them, this song is a good one. This is a nice vibe. The story and meaning behind it is also a very good one as well. So I will give my support to this one. This one is a 9 out of 10 for me because it is not to say a forgetful song. It has a great meaning behind it, but when you listen to every single song on this album, this one might be one of those that say it's a good song, but it won't be the first one that will probably be recommended. That's all. I'll go through this one really quickly. This one is Late Nights, which is a song that he did on his Manic Midnights album. I will leave my original reaction to that one up in the top, just to show you that this one, again, was a 10 for 10 song. It is just a more cleaned version of what he did from the original on the other album. I Don't Know You, featuring Elijah Kyle, is another good vibe song. I believe that this song is a very underrated song when it comes to how well it was made. The meaning behind it, obviously, is just, you can say that you know me, or you could say that I just don't know you. You can make it sound like you had every reason to support me, but at the exact same time, I never had a reason to think that you were here to try and get benefited off from me. Elijah Kyle's version on it is very smooth, very clean. It's given me more of a reason to listen more into the kind of music that he does, and I will give this one a solid 8 out of 10 for being, very well put together. The emotions behind it is really expressed through the chorus, and it is one of those that I said, it's a vibe. You can just listen to it. You can just lose yourself into this particular song. The next song, In My Head, which was a random song that he dropped well before this, announcement of the album really was a thing. And it was one of those songs that really went underrated, I believe. A lot of people who heard this one said this was probably one of the better songs he had made that was not really hyped before it got released. That's why it kind of went under the radar for a lot of people, and I'm glad that he dropped it in this album, because this one is a 10 out of 10 song for me. A song that's just talking about the emotional thoughts that can go through someone's head, whether it be through, anxiety, worrisome, depression. There's a lot of reasons why this particular song has a great meaning behind it, and why I really, really like to listen to this song quite a lot. The next song, Pull the Tooth, featuring Blindsight. This song is a very interesting song to me. It took me a few listens to really get a better meaning, a better understanding behind what the song was actually about. But it's like saying, if you have a sore tooth, it's always going to be... it's always going to be like a little bit of a problem to you. You bite something wrong and it will pain you. It's just sitting inside, and it's always going to just give you a little bit of discomfort. So ultimately, this is like a metaphor to like a relationship you may be in, or someone that's in your life that can be giving you a hard time. And it's just ultimately just pull the tooth. It may hurt you more on that first time having to, actually get it relieved and out of your mouth, but at least it won't be that consistent pain that will overwhelm you later on. The next song, When It Starts to Rain, is another, this is where we're starting to get more into the crying, the more emotional side of things. You want, baby? Where it has more of a meaning behind when there is, when there can be sunshine when it rains. When you look for somebody who is giving you problems, don't look to the things that is, pouring down on you like the rain, but go out of your way to find the things that are more inspiring and more bright, like the sunshine that comes through it. You're being a little silly, aren't you? I give that song a 8 out of 10 for the emotional value to the song. The next song is called "The Right Thing to Say." "The Right Thing to Say" is a very personal one for me. It does reflect a lot upon some past relationships that you can be in and things that you really have to get over. And for this one particular, it's him just saying the right thing to say right now is ultimately allowing yourself to be over the person that you're trying to hold on to. Back over here now, okay? Just for right now. And so for me, this song sticks to me a lot. Again, it's a 9 out of 10. It's again one of those songs that may end up getting kind of lost throughout the rest of the album, but it's the meaning behind it, what he has to say about it that really will stick to you, will resonate with you, and will make you feel, that there is a lot of emotions that went into this particular song. The next song is the last song on the album, which is called "Destructive Hands." This one is only, a very simple one take vocals, one take piano play. There's no doubles, there's no instrumentals that play around in the background. And this one is a song that he had, in his arsenal for 15 plus years before he was able to release it the way he did. He had a very interesting story behind it, which I won't get too much into, but it really does express how, with this particular song, you hear in his vocals how emotional this song is to him and what the true meaning behind this song will be, especially knowing that this is what made him what he is today. From the beginning of the album to express what has started it, what has caused this anger, and progressively all the way through has been a roller coaster ride of saying this is the emotions that he is overcoming to finally say, I've had to deal with someone who's made my hands play what I play because your hands were so destructive in making me become this way. This one is a fan favorite. Definitely, it is a 10 out of 10 song because of just how simple the song is. The vocals really does range in a way that a lot of people are very shocked by, and you will probably feel some kind of emotion hearing this particular song. The next part I'm not going to play. It is to what some people would say is a skit, while it is actually a true voice recording of a phone call that he had. So that's why I'm keeping it off from this review for you to listen to. But it's called Healing, which is actually the phone call he has with that person who completely ghosted him many years ago. Ultimately, my final review to this album is a full... Sorry for showing my gut. But full understanding to this album, I am giving it a solid 10 out of 10. I gave a lot of the other songs, some variety, so mine should be more around the 9 out of 10. But the whole album is itself is absolutely a masterpiece. It's hard to say that you won't like a song off of this album, and you really just understand a person who's gone through heartbreak, who's gone through hurt, expressing something that he's overcome over the last 15 years. This is a absolutely meaningful thing for him, and including for myself. But thank you once again for watching my video, and hopefully you appreciated my review. Please leave a like if you appreciated what I had to say about this. Leave any comments on how my reviewing was, and of course, I will be continuing on making some other videos based off of her and my family. But once again, my name is Cab, and I'm here. to drive you crazy. Aloha, God bless, and take care.